Well, the skies are pretty bright around these parks of Talladega Superspeedway here in Talladega, Alabama, and we are now live here tonight to see the drivers of the iRacing Spartan Logistic Management LLC come take the course down here at Talladega. Hi again, everyone. I am Christian the Crusader Driver, and welcome back to the show. As always, we are live here tonight at Talladega Superspeedway, and the last time we was here, it was a long haul and a pretty wild one at that. We ended up going into the night skies because of how long the race was going till. But tonight the drivers have told me earlier today they are ready and set to possibly make sure that that does not happen again, and that they are ready to give them a good show as they did last time here. Anything can happen here at Talladega. We certainly have seen that before as we present to you here from live at Talladega Spartan Logistics Management LLC, presented by, of course, our good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management LLC. Our good friends over at R&R Racewear, by Loud Pedal Gaming, smashing the loud pedal for your viewing entertainment. By our friends over at iRacers Lounge Podcast, we talk all things iRacing in a casual setting. And then, of course, Evidence-Based Mommy, combining science and wellness for striving families. Evidence-Based Mommy is where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. And right now, we are just about wrapping up with our qualifying times and everything here. You can see the drivers currently just getting situated out, getting ready to take it onto the track. Here's how the lineup looks after the qualifying so far. This is what we'll see here. We're just getting ready to kind of get things figured out here. Laps and taps times winding down. Now only about 10 seconds remaining before we finally get our drivers on board and on for a little race run here tonight. Got a solid lineup here, as I mentioned earlier. It's about over 20 drivers have come into tonight. 21 in total are signed up, so I think it's a better time than anything to present to you tonight's grading order here at Talladega Superspeedway. Let's look at the grid and start them up on the pole. Vincent Short in the 15 leads off the pack. There's outside Eric Dotson in the number 87. Row number 2 is going to be Chris Wally in the number 5 to his outside. That is Tim Schofield in number 12. Row number 3, Jesse King in the 93 to his outside. Brian McCann in the 3. Row 4 sees Steve Singer in the number 6 and to his outside. That is Neil Quick in the 2. Row 5 sees Kevin McCann, the 33 to his outside. That'll be the 54, Quick. Row number 6 is going to be Mr. Hunter Clark in the 51 to his outside. Cody Harger in the number 66. Row number 7, Kyle Pengraff in the 14 to his outside. That'll be at the 38, Dakota Clark. Row number 8, it's going to be Mike Harper in the number 4 to his outside. David Tremblay, the 96. Row number 9 is going to be Chris Medford in the 46 to his outside. That's going to be Brandon Medford in the number 83. Final starters, row 10, Doug Wysocki, the 34 to his outside, Matt Kopp in the 22, and then Aaron Smith going to round out your field as the lone man in the very back of this pack. He has to start there with his positions he's raced all season around and how he's been playing out this entire field. He's got multiple wins and multiple career finishes, so he must start from the back of the pack and be ready to go at it here tonight. Go ahead and get the Glitchcrafted Gremlins out of here real quick and get that out of the way. There we go. I think we are ready and set now. The drivers are fielded up and build in position. Got packed house in tonight here on our Facebook and for the live stream. And remember, the replay broadcast will be over on the YouTube side of things, so be sure to check that out. And just a heads up, as I mentioned last night, I will mention it again from here on out, race fans. Every broadcast you see on PT Race TV for the Facebook side will be brought over to the YouTube end following each race within about a day or two. So please be sure you check that out and make sure everybody is well aware of that, so they may never miss a day and miss a show. That is really all I got to say for you here tonight. So again, if you can, please head over to PT Race TV on YouTube and subscribe there so you make sure you catch the action when it pops up. Our Facebook end still will always be here on the live section, but we thought it'd be a little easier to kind of give you guys a little more leeway when it comes to figuring out how to watch stuff. So that's kind of how we set it up here. The Holler Boys Racing saying HBR front row. Don Harger saying let's get ready to rumble. And Thomas Meyer says I see plate racing. Yep, plate racing time in the event in those truck series. Well, you never be too sure what they'll do out here. They usually put on a pretty good battle, a pretty good run. But there's one thing I know too well is that they can draft a lot better than those Cup series can, and sometimes even Xfinity. There's a lot of build up, a lot of speed these trucks can handle and really pound away on the track. I think we're about to witness that and then some here. Field getting ready to pour them off on the front straightaway. Here we go, race fans. They will send them off into the distance. 85 laps tonight. This looks to be a hot, set, lead foot, fight it out, ramshackle affair. That's how you do it around here at Talladega. It is time for the iRacing IROC Challenge to bring it back to green, and here we go. It'll look like this for just a little bit of a time or two here out of the start. These guys are going to be very, very aware of the surroundings and their area of play. They do not want to get too crazy or too ramped up out here. They've got to watch themselves and watch each other. Again, this being a plate track, there's going to be a lot of side-by-side battles and a lot of drivers trying to push and pull ahead of one another. But again, really a lot of these guys aren't going to be too worried about who gets ahead of the other one until we get about to that stage break, where that'll be then where the stage caution flies out and gives them an opportunity to reevaluate and regroup their strategy. It's a long green flag run for this first part. Up to about 50 laps, I believe, here, and about 40, I believe, is our distance here, maybe 45 total. Gonna have to take a quick look on that one so we know for sure. Yeah, we're not getting any word right now from our end on the race officials here on how they're going to do the stages here tonight. They'll probably be about the same they did last time, so just got to be aware of that, folks. Coming down on the front straightaway, though, a little side-by-side, three wide tandem package here. Chris Wally falling off on the outside. Looked like he was trying to get something going immediately out of the gate from these guys. Could not get them to stick with him, so he'll have to lose a little bit of position and a little bit of runs off the corners. Up 3 spots, though, out of the gate. Jesse King, the number 93. Looks like he wants to try to push the full throttle assault rubber to the limit out of the gate. Doesn't seem to mind too much what lies behind him and a long run ahead of him. The track surface very smooth and out, edged in. Remember, they did repave here at Talladega and Daytona in the coming years ago. So it no longer had that bumpy edge surface and had a much smoother, more feeling run, so that way you can build up a lot more speed in the draft. You can build up a lot more grip on the tires, but it also in a way can really hurt your chances on how well the car truck will last for the entire run, because again, with the heat out here at Alabama, these tires do take a beating for quite some time. You see the stacked crowd in here, man. Talladega always has a huge crowd on display and huge crowd on hand for these races and these battles that these drivers possess. And you're not seeing anything different here tonight. Tim Schofield up on the outside right now. Here the number 66 of Cody Harger trying to hold him off. Try to see if maybe there's a little bit more speed to try to build in on the inside line. You see him and Steve Singer helping out the Holler Boy himself in the 15. That is Vincent Short. While Eric Dodson in the number 87 tries to keep a State Farm machine in a nice little ground, nice little even playing field. We've seen it here quite a few times where things can just get a little crazy, a little bit over the top, a little anxious here. And then next thing you know, things get really crazy and a little more bolstered up and beat in. It really makes for some hard driving, hard battles here from these guys, and that's what we expect here of the drivers tonight. The 38 there, Dakota Clark, looks like he's going to try and lay off just a little bit here as we take the onboard camera in. I would say lay it off, but the thing is, he's already 6 spots up. He started back at 14. He's already in the 8th place position. You know, for a guy of his driver and his magnitude, really, I'm not surprised that he's able to really keep up with the distances and keep up with the speeds on these kind of runs, these kind of circuits. But again, you know, with this being Talladega and going to be similar to Daytona, obviously the biggest change that this track brings to the table is the fact that it pretty much evens everybody out. It's really whoever can push up to the front and use the strategy we know as tandem drafting or bump drafting, as well of just keeping an eye on their tires and keeping an eye on how much power they put under the hood. As you see guys right now trying to do that tandem drafting modality as they look to work them off on the corners. Chris Medford, the 46 right now, one of the guys we talk about time and time again on the show. He's really seems to be up in that top spot more often than not. He certainly is doing that here. Got a whole pick of field here, looking to go a little harder on the charge. A little three-wide salute action as they bring it off the runs and off the corners. Take it to our blimp cam up into the sky. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's the PTM Racing TV blimp cam up in the skies. And just like that, you see Steve Singer right there in the number 6. He's already marching to the tune of his own beat and his own drum with a little bit of help. He's trying to get that trying to get the Castle Packs, the power, number 6 ahead of that 93, King and Vincent Short in the 15. But right now he's going to need some help from the holler boy there in Dotson. And Dotson seemingly just kind of being a little more conservative and more under control. I don't think he really wants to try and make too much of a rambling, a little bit of a show of it out of himself. I think he's just trying to see if maybe there is going to be plenty of time for him to be able to hold out with these guys. Cresswally, the number 5 now, up on the binders here, up on the outside cushion. You can see him trying to stay in line there with Schofield. Schofield giving him plenty of opportunities, and it's just actually looks like Wally just sent it to the outside line to actually back off, give them some room. He doesn't want nothing to do with being up front right now. He wants to wait it out, and it might not be a bad idea, to be honest with you. Kind of test the waters, kind of test the bridges, see what these drivers will bring later on and what will happen as they progress through. There's a lot at stake and a lot that goes down, obviously, so you've got to be very careful and very mature about how each corner works and how each turn hits up. Marching their way up in the front here, still everybody looking just to kind of keep up in the rhythm and the control, and apparently some guys also still trying to see what they can do about that 3 wide outside rule. Uh-oh, Vincent Short though, gonna get a little bumped out of it, got a little bit of in a bad pickle there. Here we go, a little 4 wide slew coming off out of turn 2. They hold it down, but you can see that 96 is Trumbull trying to keep it in line. Both guys literally all over the place. They are still 4 wide coming down across the strip here. Oh, but that's not getting good here. This is going to get bad there. Unfortunately, the 96 takes a big lick and a half there. Vincent had nowhere to go and nowhere to get out of, and all guys taking a hard smack to the wall and taking it a little bit in the side skirt of that truck. Oh my, that is not going to feel too good in the morning. I'll tell you one thing, that's not going to feel good on the truck for later on. They're going to have to get a little bit of that fixed up and repaired when they can, but again, yeah, I believe they only have so much they can use on resources, and I believe only 1 instant repair as well. So you can't just be going out and doing crazy things out here. You've got to be careful and watch each time you go around the track. Thinking of watching where you go around the track, I don't think this guy needs to be introduced. Aaron Smith, clearly the most winning driver of the series and of the circuit this season. Multiple wins, multiple battles, and raged on, and honestly, multiple disciplines he's figured out. It's really hard to compare him to anybody out on the track other than the McCann boys, who I was told last season have pretty much all but dominated the circuits in the track no matter what it was, but this time Smith kind of came in and said, all right, I hear you boys. Well, let me put on a little bit of a thing or two for you here and show you guys how it's done. Ever since then, Smith has turned it on time and time again. You can actually see the damage around that right side as well. David Tremblay, it just took a minute to look at that. That was what I was talking about earlier on. That thing got damaged up badly because it got smashed into the wall. When you're going at about speeds of 190 miles per hour, almost a 200-mile limit, you're going to have moments like that where you just get a little too over your head and a little too on the throttle and just forget. You got to back them on down a little bit and get out of that mess quicker than you get into it. Cut quick here, backing off here with Chris Wally as well. Tremblay right now slowing all of them down. I don't think they're trying to make a pass on them just yet. I think they're just trying to see about working for them later on. Down across the strips here, on through turn 1, going into turn 2 here, Justin King, the number 93. Still in a pretty good, substantial spot, keeping himself in a nice little rhythm and dance here. You can see there Eric Dotson going on the inside line, though, is targeting Tim Schofield and trying to take away his position. Schofield, though, is marching quickly up to the front, looking for the race lead. Vincent Short, who literally was involved in that little mess earlier on, giving him a little hand, but he gets left high and dry here as the 14 of Pengraf now secures and attacks the rhythm and attacks the objective to get to the front as quick as you can. To the chopper cam we go. High in the sky, high on the alert. This is what it looks like when you're up this high in the rhythm of the 2.65 mile long Talladega Superspeedway. This is bigger than a 2.5 mile long track. It's bigger than Daytona. It's not as big as iRacing Superspeedway, although trust me, when we get that track back on the show, you better watch out for that. Now this track is just designed to wear and tear your mental psyche, your sight. Literally mentally, it can drain you, it can destroy you in a way, but it really honestly is about as big of a financial killer as it is anything else to the teams. But fans absolutely adore it and love this track for obviously the close corner compact racing, the hard battle and charges that result in lead changes time and time again, like you just saw now here with Vincent Short and Kyle Pengraf. And Pengraf ended up getting a little love tap there from old Steve Singer. Singer was like, wait a minute, I see you coming up on us, bud. What are you doing up here? You shouldn't be anywhere near here. Here, we're trying to keep our distance from you. Remember, it's still 2021. We're living in 2020 time, sir. We gotta keep everything away from that nonsense. While Pengraf says, what about that nonsense? Because I'm taking over for the lead here if I can. He goes 3 wide onto the back straightaway here. Can't quite get the run, though, that he was looking for, and gets left high and dry. Sends him back off into the distance, sends him back to the shallow realm. He will go. He'll have some work to do there. Right now, Steve Singer currently Tried on the outside, trying to get something to go up there in the middle stripe. You saw some folks trying to go for the very far end top shelf of that line there. You see the white lines kind of projecting just what these drivers have to play and what they have for an option here. Kind of similar to how you would see on a actual street track. But here, obviously, this is definitely no street course. We're running on much of the street track that you can think about playing on with. Talladega only offers up the toughest and the baddest challenges to those that are willing to participate and take in it. That's exactly what we're seeing right now with Schofield. Will be taking the onboard camera here, going another position down. Pengraf, Vincent Short, Dotson, all moving ahead into the field. Now it is going to be the Dotson camp, looking to make the move up, make the run down into the corner. He's got a full run coming off, charging it way out of the front straightaway. Now has a good look at taking over the race lead, and he will be successful doing so. We have a new leader yet again. And I believe that is lead change number 6 of the night so far. Dotson being one of them. Stinger was just a bit for it. Vincent Short was in that. And I believe between those 4 they had evenly kind of mixed it out into 6 total. In the back of the pack right now, currently guys trying to march their way up into position, trying to find a little bit of an opening or two, see if maybe they get something going here. Mike Harper being one of them here in that number 4 Chevrolet Silverado. And again, there's really 2 strategies that come with Talladega. It's either go hard and go big and go home out of the start, or you try to weigh in your options, kind of watch for the openings, watch for your shots and come up and just do what you can deal with there and hope for the best. But right now anyway, seems like everyone's kind of calming down a little bit, kind of easing into this. Obviously right now this is not the time to be trying to damage up trucks or trying to be going too crazy or too big out here. They have quite a few stages they need to get through, this being the first of them. The second one will pop up here in a little while, and then finally that final one will pretty much be all but a shootout and a half for these drivers. Nobody will be safe from that. And another thing we haven't even mentioned about or talked about here, folks, is when will the drivers have to go into pit road? Because remember last time we was here, we had saw that everybody was opting in to go to pit road or go into the area to get settled down and kind of get cleared out of trouble zone. But right now anyway, they seem to be more focused on just kind of keeping up front, keeping the distance in play. Dotson still your race leader here, and last time out he really had a strong showing there, had a strong will to fight, will to drive, and you know, the fact that he told me earlier, he's like, man, I couldn't see nothing on the track on those last couple laps, but hey, walking away from that one and much less even finishing there at Talladega as high as we did, I'll take that any day of the week. He certainly did take that in with stride and a little bit more confidence, I will say that much. Kind of shocking to say the least that he was able to do as well as he did, as much as he did there. But again, obviously the resources being more towards just how bad the drivers were damaging the trucks up and how bad they were trying to get up front and up quickly, not realizing just what they was doing to each other. And there is that pit strategy I was talking about earlier on. Now they are going in for their kill. They're going in to try to get cleared out quickly. Every driver themselves entering into pit road, as it'll be Kyle Pengraf and Jesse King now up into the front end of the fight here. So Pengraf now with the race lead, Jesse King right behind him, and Cody Harger, the other man out in that 3rd place position, looking to try to get a run on both of them. currently anybody's guess who's going to get the better of the two. Look, whoa, whoa, whoa. Ben Grab getting right underneath that yellow apron just a slight bit. I think he was trying to get the car. Calm down there, King. Whoa! Jesse King getting a big lick and a half there from Cody Harder. He got sent into the grassy plains coming into pit road. Couldn't slow it down in time there, and Harger about taking King right out of the track and almost into the field there. That would have been a horrible disaster there. But they are okay. Every driver is pretty much in a secure spot in a secured area now, so they are getting cleaned up. Although right now Harger might have some explaining to do when he gets into pit road. He might get a penalty for that one. Brandon Mefford, the 83, now looking to try to get up ahead. As you see the McCann boys, no surprise here, they're putting their fuel and pit strategy to good use. Stay out as long as you can and make sure that the tires and the fuel last up as long as you need to. And now they're doing that and then some. Chris Wally, surprisingly, down a lap here, actually going to get a little bit of help and a little bit of a work here from Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith, interestingly here, he's the only man that besides Doug Wysocki that's actually stayed out for as long as he has now. Yeah, I'm not really seeing the strategy here other than basically him trying to work off of Wally's pit off draft to make sure he can get a little bit of a more push, more runoff. But if you're Chris Wally, eventually you're just going to stay out there and pretty much do as you want, do as you're told, instead of doing what you're told. This is our field right now, and everybody that went into pit road, they all have exited into pit stop time. Time coming out there, you see Neil Quick getting a 12-second time out of there. So he'll definitely be the star stutter on that one. There he is again, the number 2, now pulling it off the track onto the pit stop area. Aaron Smith was your race leader, but that will be no longer. Mefford, Pengreth, and the McCann boys all about to be put into a different little spot here, a different little situation, if you will. As Eric Dotson and them just rocket it out of the corners and on ahead now. The Holler boys be hollering now. They're coming off the turn 4. They are making the run for it. About a 5-second gap here in difference in between. The McCann are back out. Aaron Smith actually is not actually too far behind, so it looks like his strategy might have actually worked out beautifully here. Question is, does he have enough time to get ahead of these guys? Coming off out around pit road. He's going to bring it up, trying to get a little draft from some of the boys. He will be successful. So a very strong strategy here from Aaron Smith. I really wasn't sure if his strategy would work out the way he was hoping for with having to draft off of Wally, but so they made a monkey out of me here. So it looks like that draft. Looks like the that drafting package is going to be the biggest key to success for the drivers tonight. Impressive stuff to say the least here. I'm kind of curious. So, you know, is it going to last out as long as they hope for or they wish for? Because I remember we have a multitude of racers here that would love nothing more than to knock down a few pegs on some of these guys and knock them off a few shots. There's really no gimmies around here to begin with, but I think the biggest thing that separates the men from the boys is those that are smart enough to really get a full run in and a full run down for as long as they can and as good as they can, hoping for the best that they can get off it. Brian and Kevin right now on the front straightaway, your current leaders here. Chris Mefford, Aaron Smith, Brandon Mefford. Round out the top 5 there. Pengreth, Wysocki, Dotson, Short, Singer in the top 10 here. And you can see the packs are kind of spread out a little bit, kind of separated in. The tandem drafting was shown earlier between the guys going back and forth on 2 drivers on the field and then 1 going ahead of the other, but right now it looks like the pack draft is going to start to come back into full effect. Everybody trying to line up and create a big vortex of speed in a straight line surface. That's the only way they're going to get them to come off of the runs, come up as quick as they can here. Right out now, almost a 3-wide slip being presented here. Looks like no, it won't be the case, but Holler Boys and Dotson and Short gonna need a little help there from Singer if they want to get into the field a little bit faster here. Neil Quick, the number 2, we talked about him a little earlier on about his pit stop time and how he was presented there. Right now, he's currently starting to grip the track a little bit more and get maybe a little bit more to his name. Put some respect on the Quick name. Oh, and maybe not so much now. Look out up front here. These guys are all over the place here. Dotson getting bumped around a little too many times, and it ended up almost costing him completely there. The number 87 is back on track. Everything under control and a little bit more cool as can be. But, oh boy, that could have been a nightmare. Honestly, kind of surprised me there. They were able to charge in as well as they did and hang out as best as they could. I'm kind of interested to see later on if that will work out the same way they were doing there with the other fields. Just to give you guys an idea here of just how close these guys are together and how tough it is just to even drive around this kind of circuit, this kind of area. We're on board here with Doug Wysocki right now. And you get to see you can pretty much only put about 2 rulers in between these guys on the track. And you got, of course, that front end, the rear end of the draft bumper to bumper, as we call it here on the show, being another big factor, another big saying or two. Looks like now it'll be Brian McCann, Eric Dotson going to go out of here. McCann going to be challenged in by Mr. Dotson. Dotson is going to take over position and take over the run from him. And McCann strikes back. Devin and Brian both helping each other out, trying to keep the other in play and keep the shot. So the McCann family versus the Holler Boys. Which one will outdo the other and outpace them? We'll see here, but they are still pretty much even field and even playing out. Right now, actually, if you look at the pit strategy right now, or excuse me, not pit strategy, the best times here. You can see actually there's a bit of a tie here between Dotson and Short, both landing out a 50.87. They're the fastest laps here tonight to present it on the show. And now Steve Singer can mark his way into that territory. He's actually now laid down a 50.87, so we got 3 50.87s now on for the fastest lap, and that is just blazing speed for a truck of this magnitude, because again, these things are not by any means aerodynamic as most of the Cup cars in the Xfinity Series would have been, but they are certainly fat. They can certainly pull off the speeds on their own. And that's exactly really what we're seeing right now. Vincent trying to keep Dotson away from trouble, keep him out of the bucket, if you will. There's one thing you don't want to go into is that black hole of madness, and Matt Kopp trying to keep his way out of that right now, rocking the Spartan Logistic Management LLC IROC number 22. Virtual scoop right up side there with Tim Schofield now, the number 70, that Aaron Smith camp. The virtual racing school is now pretty much locked and loaded and looking to take this down a few pegs and put up a few fights on the boys. Some of our friends are joining us in now onto the show here tonight. Appreciate you guys tuning on in as well. If you guys haven't already here on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram side, like and follow and skip here. But also on our YouTube end, please do go and subscribe there. You can see all races presented on Series TV for live feed put up onto the YouTube end. So if you want to catch the replay, you go over there and just watch it there. It is in the same clarity and same crisp frame rates and all that you see here on the Series TV's Facebook end. So do not worry if you think you're going to lose a little bit of that texture and that grain that we have here. We have everything pretty much now figured out, and we haven't yet to have any issues down there. Final lap's coming up right now. The stage is coming to a close. You can see how much more aggressive everybody is getting here. They are not even thinking about really who can outplay the other. They're not even caring about who can push the other faster or harder. All they care about is just get around the other and hope for the best here. Remember, top three, they will get a set amount of points here. But again, once they get that set amount of points, they then must go to the outhouse. It's really Talladega Daytona. I really don't think it's going to be that hard to get around some folks. But they have to basically charge up to the front there from that spot if they want to get more stage points in. We've seen it before. We're on the mile and a half there. Some of the guys like the McCann boys as well as Aaron Smith have been very particular. Whoa! On how they set the car up and set the track out for their own liking. And problems down there for Cody Harger. Harger crashed into the wall protection there. Out of turn 2. I have no idea what even happened here. We got to take a look at the 15 minutes of replay. Well, he was avoiding everybody pretty well there. I'm not really sure where the damage came from. Oh, that's where the damage really got him good. Oh! Well, my, who let the glitch graphic gremlins in the house? Holy cow. Harger just got sent out of the ballpark and into the shadow realm for how hard he smashed into the wall protection there. Good Lord. He's selling his fruit cheap. He's okay, but I gotta believe right now he's not okay right in the truck here. He's gotta be a little bit annoyed and infuriated about that one. Tough break there for Cody Harger. He looked like he was doing pretty well up to when that little situation of being passed in, he had nowhere to get out of. Coming around out of turn 1 and 2. Now Steve Singer is now your new leader, the number 6. Looking to possibly shift in this way, shift in position. Final 5 laps, I believe, for the stage coming up here, or they've got another 10. Oh, nope. Wait a minute, that is the stage. That is the stage. I thought that was coming up here. So Vincent Short, getting word right now, was the man that finished ahead of the field there. So he will be the number 1 guy, which means he gets some points going into the next stage. Steve Singer as well getting some points, and Neil Quick a close 3rd. Or it might be Eric Dodson here. I'm not getting any word right now on that one. That was Neil Quick there, so the number 2 will succeed there. And now it's only a matter of time before we really start to see some heavy hitters start to get a little more aggressive out there and start to really show what they're up to and what they have in mind. Race fans, when we come back, there are more to view, there are more to see. This series is almost done and over with for the season, but the hard racing is not to end on this night. We got more to show here when we return to PTA Racing TV. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management LLC. By, of course, our good friends over at R&R Racewear. By the folks over at Loud Pedal Gaming, smashing the loud pedal for your viewing entertainment. By iRacers Lounge Podcast, we talk all things iRacing in a casual setting. And by Evidence-Based Mommy. Evidence-Based Mommy is where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. And as we get back to the track here and back to the field right now, currently drivers deciphering whether or not to go into pit road at the moment or if they want to wait it out a little bit. Remember, top 3 must go to the back one way or another, so they have no choice. Once you get that win in, or you get a top 3 of the stage, off to the back with you, my friends. You'll have to try to find your way back up to the front as quick as you did there in the stage. And even though there was a little bit of bumping and banging in between on the corners, on the turns, and on the straights, I think for the most part everybody did a great job holding their lines in, holding their spots up from the track surface and the way they were getting around the corners. But Again, you know, well, really, they weren't even trying to be too aggressive up till the final 2 or 3 laps of that stage, in my opinion. And I don't really think that's that's like a little thing to hound at or really to get mad about. I think that's actually a smart move, real smart move. Because again, you gotta save these trucks up, you gotta save the equipment up, and you don't want to end up like what unfortunately that 96 of David Trumbley is, trying to get back on the lead lap because of that little situation. Truck is tore up, thing is beat to the ground and beat darn in. It is not looking good at all. Nicky Short saying, "Woo, nice job, Short." Yes, indeed, my friend. He will win. He will be the run. He was a winner of stage 1, and I guarantee if he can get into stage 2, he'll definitely be happy about that. Now again, folks, tonight, real quick, just a quick heads up. Unfortunately, for some reason, I was not able to get the point system to pop up on our screen. We were hoping to get that fixed up and done by the time we got into the show, but I will go over points and drivers as we progress through. But right now, we are in race 12 of 16. We are currently looking to get the season wrapped up in a couple more weeks, but here is how the lineup looks at the moment. Aaron Smith still with the dominating performance and series lead with 488, but Kevin McCann is not too far out of him. Might have a shot at knocking him off that perch and out that start there. He'll have about 453 to his name, but he only has 10 starts, as well as Chris Medford, who has 10 starts and 369 points to his name. Bit of a drop down from how the points look from one another, doesn't it? Row number, and then on the 4th spot right now, Brian McCann, 354, with then Jesse B. King with 350, Vincent Short 304, Neil Quick 296, 8th Mike Harper 292, and 9th Tim Schofield after last week actually had a 2+ up on that one, getting 276. Eric Dotson, if he can get a good race in here tonight, he will surpass Schofield though. Not just in points, but also in staying away from that bubble area, that territory he does not want to end up in. We'll talk about in a second. Joshua Funkhauser, 258. 12th right now, Chris Wally. He's pretty much safe and secured as long as he doesn't make anything too sporadic. Douglas Wysocki, 248. And then Brandon Medford with 231. Then things get a little bit crazy here. This is where the bubble cut line comes into play. Remember, only top 15. Top 15 are the only ones that advance into the next season. And right now, currently, David Trumbley is on that bubble with 222. Cook Quick with 205. Kyle Pengraff 184. Then Matthew Cobb with 178. Dakota Clark with 171. And then Cody Harger with 165. So those guys right there are each trying to get back into play and into that bubble zone. And right now, the way things are going this season, it could be anybody's guess who gets the better of the two. A lot of heavy hitters in this one. Obviously, some season champions we're seeing Chris Wally and Brian McCann. And just to kind of round out the points here, this list as well, we got Hunter Clark, 153. I mentioned earlier, Jared Widener, 226. Steve Singer, 119. Pretty much just kind of locked himself out. He needs to have literally a miracle to get up. He needs like a couple wins here and needs to do it fast if he wants any chance to get into that podium, to get into that final spot. Matt Henry with 102. Brian McCubbin with 96, then Matthew Brower 59, Kyle Steffens 20, Colt Cecil 18, and then Brian Reich with only 10. And that's pretty much how the field looks on that end. And again, you will see drivers going to the back here. Like you see Brian McCann having to slow up a bit. Remember, the drivers that did win on the circuit here, they will be going to the outhouse throughout the series and throughout these events, because the way the structure is played out, if you win on the circuits and you win on multiple occasions, then you will have to either start from the stage in the back, or you have to start literally in the very, very back of the pack each race and each time you go around. This makes it much more difficult and much more secure for drivers to really have a better playing field, a little bit of a better advantage on possibly getting, you know, better runs and better situations pulled in. Folks, head back into pit road here. Looks like almost the whole field going into pit road here. I'm kind of surprised right now with the maintenance being done on these guys in the track here that nobody really seems to be paying too close attention to the fact that that pace car has pretty much all but kind of left them out there high and dry. See Dakota Clark right now what he's trying to do, he's trying to get his lap back, so he has to try to get on that lucky dog list. Pace lights are off on the pace car though, so whoever gets out of pit road first, which would be Jesse B. King, pretty much going to have the advantage here and have a shot at possibly getting a big conglomerate of points. Lights are still off on the pace car here. Right now I believe the 93 is still waiting for confirmation he can go, as well as the 54 Cook Quick. Everybody waiting their chance here. John Smith now tuning on in. He's also now following us up here on Facebook, and we appreciate you there, John. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. And again, guys, don't just like our Facebook end, head over to our YouTube end as well. We will have this race in its entirety, as well as all races from here on out on our YouTube end. So if you want to see the replay, or you got some friends or family that can't see the race here on Facebook, so simply just take them down to the YouTube end. You will see all the races and all that come down with our shows. Everybody lining back up into the field here, looking for the green flag. Pop back out now. They will get the green. Dotson will have the starting command and call, so he will go off of the field in the distance. So not being into that third place position really going to help him out and get him some more points here if he can win here in stage 2. Remember, you get 5 extra points from first place here when you get in the stage 1. Stage 2 is worth more on that because it also sends you to the back and have to work from there. Makes it much more of a challenge to get the other big points and that come onto the show. Right now as well, folks, I'm getting word from our streaming end of the spectrum. Do a little show, a little love to our boys. Brian McCann is actually in that number 3 right now currently. He's actually streaming over on his Brian McCann Racing page, so if you guys want to check that on out, it is right now currently up and running and certainly could be worth a look or two. Jesse King way off the pace heading into pit road here. Trouble down there for him as the whole field just pretty much kind of collaborates and kind of in a collision course for the front pack now. Troubles and situations there for Jesse King now, but the field not going to have to worry about that too much. They're more focused on just trying to drive and conquer what is lying in wait for them. Eric Johnson is your race leader. Tim Schofield trying to get a move there on the inside row there. You see him on the bottom lane trying to help out that 54, Mr. Cook Quick. Quick is the man holding the field back from possibly doing something bigger here than themselves. Firing him off into the corners here. Look out, a little bit of a run off Dakota Clark. Clark getting a really loosey-goosey little bump there. Pengraf getting kind of tagging in. You can see the draft is getting these guys all sorts of out of shape and out of place. You know, it's not just the drivers having to find a way to keep the cars or trucks straight as can be on the track. They also got to worry about that wind reduction and that wind speed being a big factor here. We saw earlier the winds were kind of evened out and kind of chill, but as we progress through the night, I guarantee you the aerodynamics get pushed around a little bit more and the wind starts to become a bigger factor because it increases and multiplies out just how much that the truck or the car can take. And when you're trying to drive about 2 tons We're driving about a ton of literally steel and mesh, and it literally feels like you're trying to drive a boat. Yeah, good luck trying to keep those things online, I'll tell you that much. 3 wides fluid up for the race lead. Schofield finally getting around Cook quick and puts one up ahead of Dotson, but beside him is Steve Singer. Singer trying to get the Silverado Chevrolet up in the back here. You can see that Castle Power Pack is literally doing everything he can. But he's not going to get enough time to help himself out. Cook quick, pretty much guarding the fortress and guarding the key to the kingdom. Pengraff now will take the race lead in the Pedal Gaming 14. And Hunter Clark looking also pretty solid as can be here. He's right there with the field in the Rowdy Racing 51 machine. Every driver for themselves here as we go on board with the reigning and defending winner last time out at Talladega. Yes, Eric Dodson pretty much finished this race out under the night skies and without any lights on the track. He told me earlier today that was really probably one of his biggest victories he's ever had on the show, and he probably was even more proud of it than some of his other awards and races he's had on the official circuit. Definitely see the case and see why that is here. Right now we are halfway. This is looking to be a clean getaway for everybody if they can keep up the distance and keep the speed alive. Spartan Logistics Management LLC, IROC guys are currently in a heated fight. They know stage 2 is not going to give them very many opportunities to make moves when they want to. They have to charge quick and do it fast right now. And I might as well at this point just start making up a drinking game because these guys are going to just pass each other left and right here. Stinger getting a little bit of a Scorpion Stinger though to his left side front pack there. The front, you can see that little damage on the fender. That was graded by the 66 Cody Harger. Harger right now trying, and I mean trying to get something going. He literally had fallen back into the pack here. Unfortunately got kind of trapped up in the mess there, and now he's trying to hopefully hold on for dear life here. Took the onboard camera here, you can just see. Trying to rocks the PLX gaming machine Toyota Tundra up ahead, but here comes that 51 now. Right beside him, up on the grip, on the run. That is Mr. Hunter Clark with a charge and a half here. Everybody right now in the top 15, top 10 currently in a pretty solid state, while the other guys right behind them are trying out that strategy we saw earlier on, which was just wait and for the long term, wait for the run. Don't necessarily try to force it on too soon because there's not going to be enough time to keep up with that. As a packed crowd of over 60,000 fans have joined us here at Talladega tonight. It is a star-studded lineup, as I mentioned earlier on here with these IROC guys. Over 20 drivers came in here tonight looking to become the winner at Talladega. Many have tried, many have succeeded, and some have failed, unfortunately. Myself included. I think I've ran this track I don't know how many times in my time being on iRacing and NASCAR Heat 4, and I still have yet to get a win at Talladega, and I've come so close. I've led the race really to the final lap, and just all it was that little passer. I got bumped or smacked out of the way, and next thing I know, my night was over and done with. It's a track that shows no mercy, and it does involve a little bit of lady luck in your side and a little bit of help once in a while. There's one guy that knows that all too well. It's the former champion here in Chris Wally, the number 5, trying to get the Edward Jones number 7 Chevrolet. Up ahead there, the 14 Kyle Pengraff. Pengraff, though, is not giving him any room, not going to give him any chances. He's trying to keep that side draft away from him. But you can see Harger is pushing Wally to its limits and to its core. And it seems to be working. The outside now looking to build up. Looking for the pass coming around that straightaway here. He is going to be very successful here if he can just get a little more going to the corner. Schofield, one of the drivers mentioned earlier here, was going to kind of give himself a little bit of a run or a little bit of a fight in the pack into the distance. He did start in the fourth place start here tonight, currently rocking it in second place, so he's up 2, while Pengraf up 12, started back in 13. Had to do a little bit more ground clearance, a little bit more charging through the field to catch up to him, as some old rivals kind of show their heads, kind of bring themselves into the picture here. Aaron Smith, no surprise here, he's already trying to draft off quick and try to build up a lot more speed. Right now our speeds wise and the lap time showing a tremendous amount of control and distance, everyone being at either solid 192, 191, 183 at the most. You saw earlier though, they can get up to almost 200 miles per hour if they have it set and dialed in just right. The reason why they're not hitting the speed right now is because they're trying to, again, save and conserve and control the way the track is presenting itself and the way the truck is holding down on the field. They do not want to bump too hard. They don't want to smack each other around. They want to just basically keep it nice and controlled, keep it under the distance, under the radar, and wait for the right opportunity to strike. Well, right now it looks like we've only got about 30 laps remaining here, and currently they're so closer to the stage being coming to an end. They are running out of time here. I believe we'll have a 20-lap shootout when we get to that stage break, considering we went under caution at lap 35. They went back to green at lap 40, which means they need to get a substitute of at least 15 to 20 laps in per grade. And that in turn, with the way they go around the caution laps around the track, that will open up the doors for a major opportunity for some of these drivers to basically take advantage and take full as going to that outside line for a little 3-wide salute in action. Again, the reason why they're not trying to go too far up high side too quickly and kind of around the track is because they're really trying to keep an eye out on each other and the way they're presenting the truck up. Remember, there's a lot, it's taking a lot on the line here. Not just drivers just trying to make a name for themselves, make a career out of the shot. But again, points-wise, and the ever-elusive final 15 that will be transferring into the next season. Nothing is ever secured here on Pizza Race TV, and nothing is ever secured in this series, in this kind of run-down race. But I'll tell you one thing, these guys always put on a fight and put on a show one way or another, and I have yet to see a race that was not like that. Real quick as well in the chats, guys, want to see how you all are doing down there. How's everybody doing? How you guys feeling out there? Enjoying the show so far? Ready to get to the big crazy stuff coming up? Trust me, there's a reason why I've been saving my voice. We're trying to be a little more under control because I just know we are waiting and waiting patiently for the big moves to come and the big fights to be sporadic. Off into the distance, Chris Wally, man, I gotta be honest with you, probably the most impressive driver out of the bunch so far today. He has yet to really prove, in my opinion, a solid foundation to the track and a solid foundation to his commitment, but tonight anyway, it seems to be the complete opposite. He has been dialed in, running it hard, running it cleanly. And I think like he's just hoping for an opportunity to win this one out or finish up a long contested battle. Certainly seems to be the case here. Just want to let you guys know as well, tomorrow night we will have ourselves another broadcast coming up. So you will see the old Green Mountain Girls Truck Series one last time on the Friday afternoon circuit or Friday night, wherever you may be living. Of course, we have some Australians that come in every now and then, our PT Race TV show, or some of our international friends as well. So we appreciate you guys that you tuned in and watched us when we go live and all that. And hopefully it's not too late or too early where you guys are at the moment. My time right now, it's a pretty late little night here, but I never pass up the opportunity to call some races and call some broadcasts. I still am out to achieve the goal of making sure we get almost every single driver we can find and we can get out on the track. We put on the PT Racing TV. I know there's a lot of them out there, but like I said, man, I want to always try do what's right and do what's good and give these fans and everyone at home something to see and something to show for it. But there again, tomorrow night will be the last time the Green Mountain Girls goes live on that Wednesday. They will be moving over to Monday nights, whereas the Fast and Fun Riley Challenge will be moving over to the Friday end. So please do stay tuned and keep an eye out for that when the time comes. I can't tell you how excited I am to talk about it and show all the racing and all the battles that will be presented on our show. It looks to be an absolute thriller, to say the least. Guys right now that were in the back moving up quicker to the front, Chris Beffer being one of them. And let's be honest, right now this is a different strategy he had last time out. Last time he was pretty much up in the front for all the stages and in that final spot. This time though, he's a lot more toned down, kind of toned in. I think he's really just trying to save the truck for the very final stage. He's not really worried about trying to build anything crazy or do anything too insane, psychotic out there. I think he just wants to preserve and save. I can't, like I said, I know that strategy, and it's a good strategy, obviously, but I mean, at the same time, you also want to try to also put up a bit of a fight, put on a bit of a show for one another. Well, we're almost down about 25 laps remaining here. This is starting to look more and more like these guys want to pack them up and fight them in quickly, and I just guarantee you that some of them are looking for an opportunity to go to the outside and send it straight to the moon. But none of them have really given themselves any kind of chance or really willing to pull it up there. Again, that draft is pretty much your make or break. It's your saving grace here. And at the moment, Pennycraft has been pretty solid on holding his line out. Not necessarily worrying about what the other guys are doing or worrying about what everyone else is going to plan to do. Man, you can just get a sense right here too, just from this 2.5 mile plus long track to 6.5 miles in length of Talladega Superspeedway. Just the sheer scope and the magnitude that this place is and represents. It really, to me, is like the mecca of fastest of speeds and the toughest of racing. And it also really, it kind of also is one of those tracks that has the overall gridding and performance area to really just pull off many other kind of racing, many kind of shows. But my knowledge, so really the only thing to do is this big super speedway races for the NASCAR series, as well as what we do on iRacing now. 3-3, surprisingly, that is Mr. Kevin McCann. McCann, a bit of a shocker right now. He is actually going to go a lap or two down. He's going to go about 2 laps down at the moment. I'm a bit stunned right now. I would not have thought that a driver like him would have been as far down as he is right now, but I think he's really just kind of keeping an eye on the pit strategy. He's saving up for something. That's the only thing I can think of, is he's trying to save it up. He's not worried about what the other guys are doing. He's more or less just kind of focusing in on himself and only himself. His family member Brian McCann, though, pretty much been right in the top of his game throughout this race and throughout this night. He's been just kind of laying off the distance, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. And again, just shows you what the drivers are thinking. You got guys up front right now that are fighting up to the top, trying to get as much speed as they built in. And they got folks that are just working more towards the end of the spectrum, just seeing maybe they can work off that. And I was talking earlier about that 3 wide slew. Whenever he would come by, you saw literally Wally ready for the charge, ready for the push. Schofield left high and dry. David Strumbling trying to help out Wally and get his lap back. And it is now Chris Wally taking over the race lead. And only 24 laps remain here on the show, folks. Things are going to get cooking up and heated up a little bit. Pengraf, the only one out of that bunch that went into pit road. Hunter Clark also going in now. So quite a few guys jumping in there. Hunter Clark is, well, I believe is headed up into that track, so a good chunk of the field right now, only the ones that are left yet to pit. And I think really they're just trying to save it up for that last hit, their last little run to the stage. I don't think you're going to have the time, though. I think they're going to have to go in one way or another. And there it is right there. I called it. They were going in now. Schofield, don't try to pull a Harger like earlier. Harger trying to back it down this time. Oh, boy. And look at Brian McKay. You actually see that number 3. He was backing off, trying to stay away from him. He knew he was coming up on him. Up in the half now. Pengraf had the race lead, but he forgot one little problem. You can't have the lead if you don't have a partner. And right now, Aaron Smith is the man to partner up with. Is this guy, I swear, does he have like a strategy for every track and every circuit with these things? I know he has that virtual racing school on that number 70 Chevrolet, but good Lord, man. This guy, I swear, just does not know how to stop figuring out a way to win or find a way to get himself into victory lane quicker than those guys can get it done. On board here, Brandon Medford. You can see the damage on the right side there. No big deal. It doesn't quite hurt the aerodynamics too much. If anything, it may slow him down slightly, but he's really worried is if that tire gets kind of shredded in by the metal and the plastic around it. You're causing the truck to go over 200 miles per hour, and the next thing you know, you got a thing of tire being shredded off by the metal plants on the truck. I was down there at Knoxville Raceway actually when they came by in the truck series, and I saw what they was up. I saw how those trucks were and how they worked, and I'll tell you one thing: I was seeing some of them get into the wall, kind of take a tire down from it. It really hurt their chances, really hurt their opportunities. It was just a complete mess, a masquerade to get through. Speaking of a bit of a masquerade to get through right now, this is going to be the ultimate of final masquerades, if you will. Up in the front, into the half. Medford is now looking for the charge here. Oh, look out, there's trouble there on the back straightaway. Chris Wally, I was talking about him earlier on, doing as well as he was. And now, him and Schofield getting into it. Both drivers collected there on the corners there. No idea what the heck happened there, but we're going to go to the PTMS replay. Presented by Spartan Logistics Management LLC. Let's take a look at this one. Look at that. Wally just barely drives up into Schofield. Schofield ends up getting tagged, but it's Wally that gets the real bad end of this one. Wow. Bit of a shocker here at Talladega, folks. Would not have expected that to happen of all things, but it had indeed. Coming across the strip now, they are coming to the final laps here of the stage. Time running out. If you want to get those elusive points, you better start figuring this out quickly. Aaron Smith knows he's in a dead heat with Brian McCann and Kevin McCann. He knows he cannot give them any chances or opportunities to strike on him to take the season title away. There may be only about 5 races left in this season, but again, there are no gimmies here. Smith tagging and bumping the 83 pretty badly there. Medford was getting tagged in pretty much all the way to the end. Now it's Chris Medford up to the front into the zone, charging ahead. And the caution finally draws in. He wins this one in stage 2. Neil Quick and Pengraf will finish a respectable 2nd and 3rd. So they will now have to start in the back with Smith and the rest of the field now. And now you just got to wonder at home, Will any of these guys be able to keep their nerves and keep their patience in line? Hard to really say, but make no bone about it. We saw Vincent Short win the first stage. Now Chris Befford takes home stage 2 and a little bit more points to his name, but now he's got an even bigger challenge ahead. How will he be able to work from the outhouse in the back to get up to the White House? That answer to be answered, or excuse me, that question to be answered and more here on BTA Racing TV. When we come back, it's time for the final stage. There is only a set amount of laps left, 15 to go. Which driver will end this night on the highest of notes, and which one will go to the lowest of lows? Find out when we return. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Spartan Logistic Management LLC, by R&R Racewear, by our good friends over at Loud Pedal Gaming, smashing the loud pedal for your viewing entertainment, by iRacers Lounge Podcast, we talk all things iRacing in a casual setting, and by Evidence-Based Mommy, combining science and wellness for thriving families. Evidence-Based Mommies, where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. So the field now ready to stretch this one out, kind of finish this night on a high note. We've seen a really good battle on the first stage. Second stage, only one little hiccup, little slip up there, unfortunately, from Wally and from Tim Schofield there, but I gotta believe Schofield not too worried about the damage on that left side. The rear end looks okay. He's gonna just have a little bit beat in truck, but Chris Wally, can't say the same about the number 5. He ended up smashing in so bad he had to get the instant repair out, but he is cleaned up and the truck is okay. So they do have one instant repair they can use, but that's all they're given. That's why you've seen a lot of them earlier on just kind of trying to stay out of trouble, stay out of that mess and that madness. They more or less were trying to focus in on the long-term ramifications in the setup here. And I gotta believe they were doing a pretty good job and a pretty good idea about that. But a little thing to note now, Chris Wally actually is going to be your new race leader. So beside the fact he got pretty much kind of taken to the shadow realm because of where he wrecked at and where he had an issue at, managed to get out of pit road in time and quick enough to get ahead of the boys. So he will get a big shot at knocking down a few pegs and a few legs here. Take a look at our stage point system though here tonight again. Remember, in stage 1, you're given 5 points if you win it. Second gets 4, third gets 3, and then top 3 in stage 2 get 10, 8, and 6. You win the race, it's an extra bonus of 3, and then you get the pole, you get 2. Well, our pole setter here tonight, race fans, was Vincent Short in the 15, and he did win the first stage, so he's already got 6 points to his. He's already got 7 points to his name. 7 points in this series with the added bonus of really having possibly an extra 40 can possibly give him even a bigger reason to pull this one in. And he has led a lap, of course, so he gets 1 extra bonus point. Led the most laps. I believe he is not in that hunt yet, but he could easily get that with a couple more positions in. And 0 incident points is if he can get that in, he'll get an extra 3 with 50% of the race completed. I believe he does not have any to his name, so he has pretty much secured a very big amount of points. There's just one thing left, and that's win the race. Also in the thing here tonight, we also 3 points goes to the hard charger, so be very well of that. So with that being said, of course, our hard chargers kind of play into this position with Doug Wysocki up at 11, Aaron Smith with 11 as well, and then Brandon Mefford at 83. He is currently the ultimate hard charger. He is at 13 at the moment, looking to possibly extend that and get even more in this. And with the point system wise and the races they do, there is one more thing to note. They do have one race which will drop the points out. So I don't know when they will do that. I don't know if it's just on criteria of the drivers or it's criteria of the races, but I could say much that drop points race can definitely be your make or breaker kind of moment. You could have a day where you had a really good field of racing and wins, but next thing you know, that random draw of those points getting taken out cost you everything. It's an absolute high and low situation kind of track, and really the IROC series is just so unique and so interesting for that reason. It's so creatively designed. So the field now stretched out back into the field, and it looks like even though Mr. Chris Wally had a bit of a break there with the pit strategy, he did have to go to the back a little bit, so he'll start back out into the 11th spot, so a little bit of a charge for him and his crew. Matt Kopp, the 22, back on the lead lap. Is what we saw earlier on. He was being thrown out of the balance area after his pit road strategy and everything that came into play. Will this be the objective shot that he needs to pull it up ahead, put it in a fight? Race fans, we're getting ready to get back to the action. Will the Holler boys once again dominate here at Talladega? Dotson won here last time. Vincent Short looks to show the same thing that his boy did earlier and win it here. You see him coming off the strips to the front straightaway down to the Trekkers. 16 laps to go here on now with PT Race TV and the Spartan Logistic Management LLC IROC series. Through the field they go, down that back straightaway here. Every driver for themselves. They are going to start packing them closer together. Doug Wysocki already trying to put some guys behind him, trying to keep them in their distance in their rear view. There is no more laying off. There is no more giving each other the benefit of the doubt. It's either you want to win or you're going to lose. There are no more games to play. You just got to start driving hard. You got to start pushing this thing. There's only 15 laps to go. I mean, it's really hard to say who is going to get the advantage or the break here, because again, anything can just pop up and really just completely derail this race. But I just don't see that happening right now, and I definitely don't see that being the case here as the field starts to stretch out. We got a 3 wide slot up top there. Looks like a little old number 70 and a 38 of Dakota Clark looking to pop up a little bit in speed. Aaron Smith trying to get an idea of what he's going to be able to do and what he's going to be able to work with. He wasn't able to get it going there, so that will slow him down just a slight bit and give other drivers a bit of a chance and a bit of a charge here to work their way off and do their magic. The onboard camera here with the number 2 Neil Quick right now holding down pen grab. Doug Wysocki just behind him as well. And you can see they are making their way through the field into the run, looking for the runoff here. Now it is time to give the drivers a chance and a fair shake at this one. No gimmies here. Back off down the back straightaway here. Now Vincent Short and Brandon Mefford right in the pack into the field. Steve Singer coming off fast, coming up quickly. While Brian McCann looks in from the distance here. He is one of the only guys that can knock down Aaron Smith's little run and playing field he's been having all season long. It's got to be a little bit of an interesting purpose here for him and his team and his crew to know that he has a shot. Kevin McCann as well, the other guy right now currently, he's actually the one I was talking about in second place behind Aaron Smith, and right now for him anyway, he is on the lead. He is not on the lead lap. Actually, he has currently parked it in pit road. So his night may have just came to an end here. But Brian, though, he can get ahead just far enough, and Smith stays far enough back. He might actually have a little bit of time to possibly put more of a points lead up, put of a fight in there. Just because there's only 4 races left does not mean you can give up. You have got to keep pushing the limits and push yourself to ends meet. And right now, one of them that just did that is Brandon Medford, the 83, the hard charge of the night. Up 17 spots, taking it over from Vincent Short. Short trying to make a move off on the distance here later round. Laying it out now, it looks like Vincent is going to have his hands full. His speed kind of deprived, and now it is Dawson with the charge here. The one that won here last time out under what we could consider could be a bit of a night race circumstance is now having the ultimate opportunity to go back-to-back at Talladega. He was the first winner we ever saw here on PT Race TV. He was the very first guy that popped in with the Spartan Management Logistics LLC iRacing IROC series. And since then, really has yet to reclaim that glory, yet to reclaim that charge that he presented on the show. And he is certainly doing everything he can to hang in there, these guys. But his teammate Vincent Short, I guarantee you, is not wanting to hold back. It will love nothing more than to put a footful of them if they have to. Tim Schofield now, you can see him marching a little charge, a little front up in the position. Now it's Pengraff and Wally in this hunt. This is going to be where you're going to watch out for when they will get a little closer, a little tightened in the pack. We saw with those iRacing Superstock League guys that they were able to use with the truck series as well. They managed to go 3-packing, 4-packing them deep down on the stretches. Will the same happen here? They will only have 10 laps to go. Oh, right now, folks, I know you can't tell, but the fans are on their feet. They are not sitting down. They want to see the final 10 laps literally like they are right now. They want to watch this on their feet. The roars of the crowd getting louder as we go. Schofield ahead. Now Pengraff right behind him. Wally trying to make the charge, trying to make a little run off to get ahead of Dawson. Dawson kind of blocking him slightly. He gives him enough room and gives him an opening. He will move it in. Gets a little piece of real estate, does the number 5, but he's going to go back to the outside, trying to get around Schofield, going for the full throttle assault for the race lead. 3 wide, we go for the lead. And right behind him, he's going to get some help here. The 83 now. That is Mr. Brandon Medford giving him a little charge. I was wondering when he would finally come up here. Oh, things are going to get a little interesting here. There are no opportunities left to waste. You got to start striking while the iron's hot, boys. We're down to only 9. And currently the 5, the 14 are your pack leaders for the race lead. That time by it would have been a tire link from Engraff. These things are just getting louder, they're getting crazier. They know what is going to happen next if they get just a little too close. But they don't care. Right now they are just dead focused. Smartening up and trying to watch out for every spot, every little opportunity they can get. There appears to be a little bit of a run rate coming up here. Looks like some opening here on the outside. Chris Medford, the 46 now, trying to get ahead, trying to get a shot at it. Can't quite get in there. The 96 now, Mr. David Tremblay, a lap down, goes ahead of him and stays in position. Steve Singer, the number 6, we saw him in that race lead earlier on. Right now, trying to get out of that inside draft pack. He's trying to get up to the front a little bit better than this. Not a lot of opportunities, though, especially the way things play out. You really just got to be more focused and determined on opening your doors and getting a bit of a push on some of these guys. Chris Wally still looking for his first win of the season. He is a former season champion here in the IROC Challenge, and right now he is giving everything he can. He will not hesitate to strike. He will not hesitate to give in. And you would have thought right now we were still in a gridding order just how close these guys are side by side. No, these are literally what these last laps present at Talladega and Daytona and even iRacing Superspeedway. It's just chaotic madness. It's a frenzy of just pure unadulterated horsepower And it is just absolutely tremendous, to say the least. Final 7. Well, you can just see from this onboard camera here with that Toyota Tundra 100 Clark, you can just see how much he is having to move that wheel in, trying to keep it secured in, not letting it get away from his hands, not letting it get too far out from his reach. He's got to be extremely conservative and focused on where his opportunity is and where his place is to strike. Race fans, I know you can't, I know you can feel the pressure. You can cut it with a knife. You can cut the anxiety literally from this place, this track right now. The fans on their feet, the guys literally on the hips and their toes. They are watching every move, every corner. They are hoping for the best and not for that one maneuver, you know, that causes the place to get all crazy and out of shape. It hasn't happened yet. Everyone's been very, very aware of the surrounding of the situation. Tim Schofield now moving ahead. Oh, there it is, that turn 3. The big one connects. A Hunter Clark getting a major look at a half. Matt Kopp trying to get out of that mess and unfortunately gets tagged in anyway. Oh my. That's what I was worried about. I was saying it as well. I know that's the broadcaster curse, but good Lord Almighty. These guys were doing extremely well and extremely fine on the track, and unfortunately, things just got out of whack. Let's take a look at the replay. Here is the B2 minutes replay presented by Spartan Logistics Management LLC. Here's what happened. Look right up ahead. You see Hunter Clark getting a little bump there from Pengraf, and then the field getting caught off guard, getting caught in that mess there. We're going to take a look at it from another angle here. This is going to be from our far chase cam here. We have a little bit of a drone cam down there working their ins and outs. See if the 2 gets a piece of them, or is it just the 14? Oh, look at that. 14 just barely drives up slightly. Clark was trying to get out of that, ends up driving in just a little too much. And then the field just packed it and destroyed up and caught. You see he was trying to save the truck, and unfortunately the 51 got a piece of him there and ended up causing the big one to strike. And that is a tough, tough break there. Well, it's pretty much now a green and white checkered situation, folks. And we know on those that can either be the most amazing thing you've ever seen, or they could be a dangerous getter booster, if you will, for these guys. And just trying to figure out really what's going to happen here on this next run, because again, that was just a major wreck. It took a lot of guys out. I know some of them had the instant repair ready to go for this situation, this moment, but I mean, as a driver, I mean, you can't help but just feel like at the same time you want to knock yourself silly and just kind of get out of this, get out of that little rumble you had there. That was just completely destructive and disastrous, to say the least. But again, there is still some room and plenty of time to finish it out if they are allowed, if they can anyway. Really just all boils down to what they'll be able to do here for this last bit. So field progressing through and coming to the very end. This is almost all but over with. And right now, Brian McCann, I gotta believe, probably is literally having a honeymoon down there, knowing this man right here, Aaron Smith, is not in the top half like he was thinking he might just indeed have a shot at getting enough points to kind of fight back into the top half and maybe be a spoiler at the end of the season. But he'd have to find a way to win all of them and then come away with the W. Kevin McCann, his family member, was literally the guy that was in second place and having a shot at taking him down, but now his opportunity is kind of all but, I wouldn't say kind of lost, but it certainly is less likely that he'll be able to continue in with it. Field doubling back up, ready. They know what's coming next. The lights on the pace car are off. Race fans, you know what's coming next. If you're watching it here on our YouTube for the replay wise or on the Facebook Live version, first off, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate your support. We certainly hope you're enjoying this one and having a blast with us here on PT Race TV. This one is looking to come down to the wire, come down to the end. It's going to be a barn burner thriller. Nobody, I mean nobody, is going to lay off. They are not going to care. They will drive this thing straight into the ground if they have to. Looking for the right moment, looking for the right opportunity. Tim Schofield still without a win on our show and on our circuit. Looking to end that. Brian McCann, multiple wins to his name. He knows what it takes to win. He knows how to get the job done. Here we go. They'll come out of turn 4, race fans. This is the time. This is the place. They'll look at the fans. They're all on their feet. They're hooping. They're hollering. They're ready. They want to see this one come to an end. They want to see some madness and some more chaos here down in Talladega County. Talladega Superspeedway is about to show a green-white checkered. They will lead them off literally right up front to the back. They are going to go flying off the corners. Here they come. Schofield with the advantage. Wally right behind him. McCann on the outside. He'll need a little help. Is he going to get it, though? Yeah, Edwards Jones, number 5, has a little bit of a push coming up. McCann's getting help from Pengraff there. Pengraff trying to give him a little shot at and a little boost in the butt. While the 93 there, Justin King comes right into the fight. Tim Schofield throws a light block. Trying to block out 2 of them for the price of 1. He's blocking them left and right here. That's a bit of a danger territory there. 4 wide down coming into turn 3. Oh, no, no, no! And the field gets collected in. Big wreck. Caution, caution. Jesse King getting caught in the mix at Cook quick. Managing to escape with his truck and escape with his grace. Oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me, guys. Just when you thought things were gonna get wrapped up and this was looking to be a final concluding race, trouble strikes again and Lady Luck has her way. It's extended to a full green-white checker now, so they'll have 3 more attempts to strike out while the iron is hot, but I think you guys probably want to see more than anything. What the heck happened? Look at Vincent Shore. He just puts the tires on the yellow line right there. He's trying to make a pass while he's trying to hold him out. And you can see King just getting a good run off, but Cook quick. Kind of getting a piece of that 12. And you can see, look at that, Quick just literally, not his fault by any means. It was just kind of too close corner action, but man, did he escape with that one and get a good shot in the arm there. He literally found a big opportunity. Vincent Short, though, unfortunately, kind of starting that madness and kind of starting up the wreck there because he went below the yellow line. That is a tough, tough break there for him and that crew. Let's take a look at it from another angle here. This is Cook quick right now. We're watching. Boy, just watch this. You can see Vincent's already below the yellow line. These guys are trying to fight it out here. And this has got to be like the scariest spot right here. You see that right side corner. You saw literally Brian McCann there, and then 3 just go for a complete tail whip spin. And he was just very, very fortunate not to get involved in that one. So Cook, maybe the surprise underdog here tonight, the surprise favorite now to finish this out. The 54 R&R race, whereas right now in the driver's seat, he's got a good chance at knocking these guys down a few pegs. And look who's gonna be right beside him. It's family. It's a family feud up front. Cook and Neil Quick are going to be the 2 front runners. Matt Cobb back in the fight. He's up in 3rd. Chris Befford, he's going to have one more shake and one more shot. He's in 4th. Mike Harper will take over that 5th place. And then even David Tremblay back on the lead lap. He catches a major break because of all the madness there. Pengraff, King, and Smith all getting fresh, clean repairs up. Vincent Short and Eric Dotson, though. Right now, Vincent trying to get that truck fixed up, trying to get anything he can of it done. Dotson, the reigning champ here, out at the moment. I don't know if he's going to have time to get back out. I think him, Wally, as well as Schofield are out. Medford as well. So, what a shocking development. Shocking entry there. We know Wally is out because of that insert repair I used earlier, so no surprise there. But right now, you got to believe a few hearts have been broken, and the Holler boys are probably not too happy about that one. That is kind of how the cookie crumbles. That can be the cruel and nature sport of our racing here, folks. That's just how things can work out this time around. Cook and Neil Quick, they will both be the guys to charge up the front, charge up the field. Matt Cobb, Chris Medford, each with serious runs to them. Medford is a former winner here, so he knows what it takes to fight it out. Mike Harper yet to win, neither is David Tremblay. So it could go either way with them on their end. Hard to say who is going to get the advantage and who is going to get the best of chances and opportunities to strike. But again, there is so much at stake. It's so much on the line here. It makes you wonder, will they be able to handle the nerves and handle the run here? And if I'm not mistaken, I think they may be going to a single file restart here. Take a look at the pace car there. Pace car lights are off. Everyone is single. I think they're going to go double filing. Nope, still lights on the car, so nope, they're not going to double up just yet. Race fans down in the chat, I want to hear from you. I want to see you guys hooping and holler. I want you guys to talk with us here on PT Race TV. Who do you think is going to win this one out? We got a couple of favorites and a couple of drivers here I don't think anybody was expecting in this half, but right now, they are indeed in it to win it. There is no gimmies in this race, and there are no chances left to really give out. They only have 3 green-white checkered attempts left. They abuse those up. It is pretty much game over. Field is double filing up now. This is the time and this is the place. Next time by, we will send the drivers back to the green, looking for openings, looking for the opportunity to strike. Which one of them will win? Which one of them will come out the favorite and the victor here? This has been an absolute big battle out. Fight to the end. Carson Conway coming on board saying bad break for my teammates at HBR. Yeah, Carson, it definitely was indeed. That's just kind of how just some of the situations though that happen with Talladega and plate tracks, so you just never know who will get into that mess, who will get into those circumstances. And unfortunately, it's happened before with some of these guys. We can just get an onboard camera here with some of these guys to just get the feeling, the pressure. You can hear the motors just revved in. You can hear them keeping these trucks online, on for gauge, just trying to make sure they are ready to charge up and charge back in it. Chris Wally is getting back out on the track as well. Looks like even Eric Dodson is coming back out on the track. He is back, folks, so it might just be one more shot for the 87. He is the last guy on the lead lap. He's in 13th at the moment. I can see Chris Medford there rocking that helmet back and forth. He's moving around quite a bit in there. He's trying to prepare. He's trying to get ready mentally, physically for this because he knows anything can happen and you never know what will happen. This is a golden opportunity to strike. This is your golden opportunity to win here on PT Racing TV. What do you wish for and what do you offer when you want to win? Do you go for broke? Do you literally send the truck to the sky and the moon? Or do you try to be a little conservative and wait for the right moment to strike? Three green white checker attempts at risk and on point and on hand. The fans are on their feet. You can see folks down in the pit. You can see them down there as we go to our blimp cam. They are literally standing in an ovation, ready to see this one be put to the end. Talladega Superspeedway, all those years ago, created on old air-based land field that was done for the military down in the Vietnam War days. Now end up becoming the Flat Plains Big Area Open Service for not just this track, this racing, in this moment tonight, but just for everything they have worked for and fought for to get to this point. This, my friends, is what you call the old-fashioned slug-out shootout. Cook Quick and Neil Quick will set the tone and set the pace in. Last time they started all the way back here. Looks like they're going to do it just again. Cook Quick gets a jump off the start. Neil Quick does not get off the start as well as he wants to. Everybody else kind of piling in, trying to get ahead of him. Green flag's back on now. Neil spins the tires badly, goes straight to the bottom, tries to get out of the way of drivers here. Kyle Pengraff right on the inside. He's got a full throttle assault charge on David Tremblay, and Aaron Smith falling right behind him. Aaron just trying to get some points and just pretty much end his season out with a championship at stake. Mike Harper, though, on the outside. How about this? Here comes the number 4. He's got the lead with Pengraff falling from behind. Aaron Smith with him. Matt Kopp got to crash in a little bit. Trouble down there for the 22. He smashes it down on the back stretch. His race is done and over with, but we're not done with it up front. This is leading in finally to the white flag. Can they get to the stripe? If they get to it, they will finish under the checkered one way or another. Who will get this one here? Here it is. White flag is out. Kyle Pengraff is your race leader. Harper looking for an opening, looking to strike. He's got Mr. Cook Quick in the 54 laying in wait. Or excuse me, Chris Medford actually in that 45 right now, at the 46 at the moment is with him. Cook Quick is the other in charge. Here they come now. Smith is going to draft off Pengraff, waiting for the end of the strip. He'll wait till he gets to the front straightaway to make the move, but will Harper go for it on the turn? He's going the outside. Medford going straight in. Harper is left high and dry. They are pushing, they're shoving, they're hitting it hard. One of these guys is going to have to give eventually. Smith's going to give him an opening. Looking to the outside. Medford gets the shot. He's going to go for it. Pengraff to the inside. 3 wide. They wreck right in the front straightaway though. Smith manages to escape it. They wreck completely behind. Aaron Smith escapes with another victory and takes it at Talladega. And Lady Luck this season just seems to keep falling in the hands of the virtual racing school number 70. This man just seems to catch breaks left and right and win it when it counts. Holy smokes, once again Talladega presenting us another exciting conclusion. And maybe a little crazier than usual, if you know what I mean around here. But nevertheless, make no jokes or bones about it. These guys gave it everything they had and then some. And really, in all honesty, that's all I think you can count on you ask for with these races. Time for a celebration there with the number 70. He wins it down here at Talladega, and another exciting conclusion to this one, man. He just had a fight to the end for this. Well, that's good to know he can still do a pretty dang good burnout around here. I was wondering if he still know how to do those. David Trumbley, his best finish of the season, coming away third. He's got to be happy about that one. The 96 definitely thrilled, it appears, and that will now conclude into our race results. Now let's pop them up on your screen. Presented by Spartan Logistic Management LLC. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you your top 10. Aaron Smith, once again, pretty much just taking the season by storm, and another victory on the show. Second going to Mike Harper there. Third will go to David Trumbley, his best finish of the season for both drivers. Jesse Green, good showing from him. Fourth, Doug Wysocki managing to escape the carnage, get a fifth place finish. Great finish for him. Kyle Pengraff, Chris Mefford, Steve Singer, Chris Wally, and Cook Quick round out your top 10. As you see the rest of your field popping up on your screen here, they will go through the lineup here. You can see where your driver may have finished or what had happened to him there. But all in all, race fans, what a exciting night of action, exciting night of racing, which now leads us into our final concluding part of the race. It's time to talk with your top 3 drivers in this event. First up on the list, David Trumbley, which, getting word right now, I'm not having any calls from Trumbley right now. I don't believe he will be making the call here tonight. We'll give him a minute or two like we always does. The man out of Toledo, Ohio, coming away third here, managing to pull off a strong finish. And, you know, for a driver that had to travel not too far off, Ohio's not too far back from Alabama. Gotta believe this was definitely one of his best showcases and one of his favorite moments here, to say the least. Good showing from him and his crew. Coming away second, though, here tonight, Mike Harper. Our friend is with us here tonight. He is ready to come talk with us here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring him on in. He is the number 4 driver here tonight, and he takes it in second place. One of the hard chargers, and 13 up. It's Mike Harper now joining me here. And, Mike, I got to ask you, man, this was a wild, frenetic race to the end, and you managed to escape pretty much chaos and on that front straightaway, but you was making a hard jump for the front on that last couple laps there. What was the truck handling like when you got up there?
It was handling good. I was just hoping to maybe get a little more help from the Mefford back there behind me, but yeah, it is what it is. I luckily was able to keep her straight going down the front stretch there and get that second place.
For sure there. Obviously, I did not quite get you the win here, but obviously, I think you just said a minute ago you were going for that second place, get that little bit in there. But, man, I got to ask you, with the way Talladega has been and the way the races have gone up in just this show, I mean, really, how the heck can you guys keep up with this madness and keep up with this kind of racing? It's got to be insane to try to work with time and time again, isn't it?
Just do our best week in, week out, and always improve.
Indeed, indeed. Nevertheless, here, Mike, you are walking away second place here tonight on PT Racing TV from our Facebook and YouTube end. So I got to ask you, sir, who do you want to thank here tonight for this finish?
I'd like to thank Mom and Dad, of course. And I don't know. Thank Chris for putting on this great league, and just everybody likes to come out and watch us. Thank you.
For sure there. Nevertheless, Mike, appreciate your time here tonight, sir. And Mom and Dad, I got to believe, very proud of you and finishing this one out.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher here tonight, Mike Harper, as he walks away with a strong finish. First place tonight, though, you probably guessed it, Aaron Smith is your race winner, and now he will join me here on the show here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in Victory Lane, the Spartan Logistic Management LLC's winner tonight, Aaron Smith in the 70. And Aaron, you know, I've told a minute ago, Lady Luck sometimes literally is on somebody's side and gets away from the chaos that the Queen had bring to the table. But tonight, you were able to appease the Queen of Chaos and managing to get a little luck from Little Lady Luck out there. What was your thinking on that front straightaway as guys were wrecking right behind you?
Well, I was trying not to hit anybody because right before I rejoined the session after qualifying, I lost my driver communication. So I had to guess what other people's intentions were and try to just manage that for the whole race. But not sure what went wrong there. But fortunately, we were able to make the most of it there.
You certainly were indeed there. I know you had a lot going on, a lot of heavy racing, heavy battles in between there, kind of starting from the back. Were you just trying to save up the truck for earlier on, or were you trying to go for it broke at the very end?
Yeah, I wanted to save my stuff the whole race. I saw that a couple of the guys high up in points had some problems, so I just wanted to bring the truck back in one piece, get that 0x bonus point, and fortunately, we got the win out of it.
It certainly did indeed here, man. You had a lot going on, a lot of hard racing to say the least. What an exciting and crazy night it has been here, but nevertheless, you are a winner once more on PT Race TV. So, hey, I gotta ask you, man, you're coming away with yet another victory. Who do you want to thank you for this one?
Well, I'd like to thank the folks at the IROC Challenge for putting this show on, you for broadcasting, and all the folks for watching. Looking forward to next week.
Well, I appreciate your time here tonight, sir. Congratulations once again, and we'll catch you next time when that green flag's flying on our show.
All right, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Virtual Racing School, that is Aaron Smith, the number 70 machine, and another strong showing from him and his crew there. Well, race fans, that's all going to do it here tonight, but from all of us here at PT Race TV, we thank you and appreciate our sponsors in Spartan Logistics Management LLC, R&R Raceware, Loud Pedal Gaming, iRacers Lounge Podcast, and the good folks over at Evans Space Bombing. We cannot thank you all enough. The fans at home, thank you for tuning in. We hope you do tune out if we do check in here on the Facebook end for the live stream. But also, if you missed it, just go over to our YouTube end, watch it there. Trust me, give it some love, get some support. We'll share the YouTube end around on the show and on the pages from now on, and also our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram end. So like and follow us up there so you know where to go, where to be when we go live here tonight. Race fans, thank you so much for tuning in and joining me here tonight on this beautiful Thursday night afternoon. I will see you guys next time when the green flag flies on PT Race TV. Be safe. God bless. I love you all. See you soon.